It's not like anybody actually asked for it. But we are going to give you guys a podcast. How should we start this? Well, I am 100K, Jose 100K, USB 100K, whatever you guys want to call me. I work out, film, and I'm a Mexican.
I'm Majin, Majinbrah, or Seth, but he's always known me as Majin, so everyone else just calls me Majin too.
Yeah.
I'm not Mexican by
Blood, but by soul, he is.
yes. I also like to lift. I got a little Instagram thing going. I coach people, and I want to compete, but we're a little far away from that.
Like everything, a journey. But Majin, I was going to say that is interesting because that's one thing that I noticed. Like, I instantly called you that. Yeah, no, I think that is like a funny thing is that like I just met you and then ever since then I've just always called you Majin. I don't think I've like actually referred to you as Seth. Occasionally when I talk to Vic, but like how do you feel about that? I've never like, I think I maybe asked you once, but I feel like that's cool.
It definitely grew on me. I mean, Maj is kind of like, I don't know, it's got a little ring to it.
I do like Maj. Maj is a cool one.
And I mean, when people say my like actual name, Seth, especially people who know me from Instagram or they know me through you, it's like, whoa, like it feels a little invasive. Like this motherfucker knows me.
Yeah.
I like Maj.
That does make sense, cause like honestly, like only like if cause I think that one time we did do a video, and we saw that one guy that came up to me. He's like, "Bro, are you Majinbrah? I've seen you on TikTok," and I thought that was so cool. So definitely like that I could see that happening because that is like a mind fuck every single time that happens. Honestly, chain never fails. Shot.
I've worn a chain since like I was 10. I used to rock double gold chains.
I was gonna say fake, Big Nasty always had that shit on him. No,
I did.
That shit is sick. I think that's one of the things that like when I think about Big Nasty is the backwards cap and the big ass chains. So
I thought it was so hard.
Yeah,
I thought it was so.
That's you know what? That's an interesting part of your life that like I have like no idea about, and like most like you definitely like to show it off, but I don't think people like fully understand.
They don't. The people who were around back then, when they knew me back in middle school, elementary, they're like the only ones that would know. Nasty.
Even me, like I don't know, which is like the part which is like so crazy to think that like people can change so quickly like that, and I think dude, I mean, like, I need to know a little bit more about Big Nasty, like, because, I mean, you talk about it a lot. You know, you've been through a lot of shit. You know, you told me you've been through a lot of shit, especially during that time. I mean, it definitely shaped you to be a different person then, and you're a completely different person from who you were then. So, like, can you, like, I don't know, I feel like I want to ask you, like, can you describe yourself, like, who you were when you were Big Nasty? You know what I mean?
You know, I was a little shithead, and I mean, there's plenty of reason to be at that time, but I was definitely going through my little phase, which I think every kid goes through, especially boys, you know, where it's like you want to look, I don't want to say gangster, but I mean that was my influence.
Honestly, same here. It's one of those things that I don't really like to talk about either, but like. Yeah, like that fake persona, like that little gangster, little thing. Especially back then, bro.
It wasn't like a tough thing. It was
not like gang banging or anything, guys.
No, I never. No. I wanted to at one point. I was like 11. I was like, dude, I'm a Crip now. I'm cripping.
Throw those shit you don't even know, right?
I mean, part of being fat and like, not necessarily because I was outcasted, but just because I was the funny fat kid. Yeah. That was like my little flair, you know? I was like the funny fat kid with the backwards cap and the big ass gold chains. Like,
exactly.
Like every fat rapper, you know?
Oh, yeah. Fat Joe.
Fat Joe.
There's obviously Rick Ross, you know.
There's a white one besides Fat Joe, I swear.
But yeah. Andy Milonakis.
Yeah, and I kind of look like
I remember Andy Milonakis. I was doing crazy time during YouTube when he like blew up again. But yeah.
It was just my little persona and identity I adopted because like I already felt a little different. This is a funny spot to set up for.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a funny spot, but I mean, nobody really minds. I feel like we're all living in this world together at the end of the day.
Yeah. So. But yeah, no, a big part of it was just my influences, like the music I listened to, and then my home life at the time. Like we had some not so great people coming in and out of like our house,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very like if you live in Washington, you know like the difference between going to fucking like Mercer Island and Everett. Um, I had a lot of like Everett people, growing up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Part of Big Nasty was like I also felt the need to look and act that way because like I was kind of pissed at the world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting bullied and my home life was a little fucked up and um, honestly that kind of led to like this like that's partly what led to my whole transformation in the first place because it was through that, of course, the other middle schoolers who were all tough, um, they were trying to check my gangster and
Yeah.
it was through that,
Yeah.
I kind of I got into kickboxing and that's how that all started. And that's the
So
whole
that
story.
fuels your rage to be like, okay, like if I'm gonna be acting some type of way, let me like at least
Yeah,
train
like
for
yeah,
it.
and it's funny because before Big Nasty, when I was just like a little kid, um, I was always kind of I was geeky.
Mm-hmm.
Like I loved my trains and my
Are
I,
you a
I
train
was
guy?
I was a train kid.
Nice.
I just love science like in general. Like any like DIY science kit you could do at home. That was my
Yeah.
shit. And
Mm-hmm.
I lost that when I became Big Nasty. And then after getting into losing weight and taking care of myself, of course, like a big part of health is like understanding what health is in the first place and how to do things, how to diet, this and that. And that in its own is a science. And I kind of fell back towards that. I was like, you know what, I don't need to act like a little G, I'm me. I'm, I'll always carry a part of Big Nasty with me.
Mm-hmm.
I always have a little bit of wigger mentality, but
Yeah.
um, especially the past year, I've just like completely uh, thrown that to the side. Like, there's no need to act or look a certain way aside
Mm-hmm.
from like who I really am.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's shit like that's always fueled by outside factors. It never starts with us. Like that pressure from people around you, or just like you said with music too. Like the music made you involved with it. You kind of are like, okay, like maybe I
Hmm.
want to move this way. But in the end, I think when you did that time, because in a sense, going to the gym is a very hard thing, and to achieve what you've achieved and to continue achieving it is is a lot harder because you need to give like 120% of yourself. You can't even give 100. And when you do that towards the gym, you tend to be a little bit selfish.
Hmm.
You tend to invest more in yourself. And I think with that, investing in yourself, you rediscover yourself. Like you said, you felt like a little bit lost there, but you rediscover yourself, and you found that inner happiness, that whatever that thing is, the root things. Because at the end of the day, there's always things that are the root of what you like now. So your trains and your science and all that stuff, it's all turned into loving cars and then like fucking going crazy with like editing and like just
Hmm. Hmm.
just going creative with it. And I think
Everyone
that's so
everyone
sick.
has their like their key things, and like you're a little kid.
Hmm.
Naturally, even since you're a baby, there's gonna be certain things that just like interest you.
Exactly.
Um, and I feel like um, in a lot of cases, happy people like they circle back to a lot of those things in some form,
In some form, for
some way.
sure. And I think that's the thing people think is that it always has to be the same or like what it was, but it's not. It's in the end, it's the root value of what it was, and it's whatever it was made you happy.
Hmm.
And that's the thing is that um, we need to rediscover those things to make us happy again. And I think gym is always going to be the number one best thing for anybody because it allows yourself to get rid of that like mental fog
Hmm.
and like see the result of your work as well
It
in a
gives
way that
you
you've never
yeah.
seen it probably, right?
It gives you an outlet. It gives you like a hard objective thing where it's like yeah you put in work, you get a result.
Exactly.
And in a lot of other things you don't really have that. It's a lot more subjective. You don't really know um, where your effort is going. But the gym
Right.
is one of those things where it's like it's always solid and it's always going to be there. But
Hmm.
it all depends on you and
Yeah.
your effort.
That's the biggest thing that I feel like we try to push to everyone is that like it always just starts with you. Like you can have a coach, you can pay your coach to tell you what to do, but in the end, like nobody can tell you what to do but you. And I think that's just like the biggest thing about what we've learned is that it's so hard to take that action. We slip easily. That's why we were fat to begin with, because we were so prone to slipping and finding these other outlets that like overeating or
Yeah, and
like
those count as outlets too.
yeah, those things, anything like that, anything where you do a sort of action to cope or whatever you want to call it, with whatever you might be feeling, that's an outlet to something. Like for me, I felt pain, so what did I do? I didn't shit. I fucking started getting into comic books. I used to like them back then, but I like found my love in it again, and like the videography stuff, like all of that stuff, right? So
What are we doing?
We're trying.
trying
First try.
first try. So wish
We
us
gotta
luck.
give it a go.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you. There's a process, and everyone has to like take their time with their process. So don't compare yourself, but in a way, you have to do it because you also can't blind yourself to what position you are in your life.
If you have nothing to go off of, well then, yeah.
Exactly, because kind of lost my train of thought right there, but
Yeah, I was.
yeah,
I want to say it's
that,
like
that,
talking on camera, just like the gym, just like any pursuit.
yeah.
Dude, it's really fucking daunting at first.
Dude, I remember my first time bringing that camera in, I was like, fuck. But
I thought I was gonna get made fun of, especially because I had the big chunky camcorder. And I kind of like, I didn't get shit from other people, but they were definitely looking at me like,
the
what the fuck
eyes.
is this kid doing?
It's
yeah,
the eyes.
Yeah.
It tends to always just usually be the eyes though. Like I think gym people are really good at like making judgy eyes and like
Yeah,
so
and
it's like sometimes the eyes aren't enough for you honestly, or for me, but yeah. Because like when I first started, I started with the big ass camera, and then eventually I did get a camcorder. Well, I had it. I decided to use it because for a while, I've always liked what you did, but I just never really tapped into it that much. And then now that I have, I find so much love in how easy and how cool it comes out and how little you have to do to it, because it just looks so amazing. But then adding all that extra stuff just makes it even better. So, but like with that camera, it's so low key that sometimes I don't, like I just be having it right there.
Yeah.
It's fun. But ultimately, like I think those fears are always in anybody with anything. Like you want to do anything you want to do, your fear of like outcasted because of things you like. And even now, like fucking sitting here and letting like all these older people walk by us and be like, oh, like it's scary, but like in the end, it's like you just show love and compassion and just hope for the best. That's what I do.
Each person who walks past too, after that, you're like, okay, that's not bad there.
Yeah, after you
Cool.
go through it enough, it gets easier.
Yeah, and I mean, people see plenty of weird shit. This is one of the most normal things you can see. Also, if you don't have a podcast in fucking 2025, you're obviously not in 2025 because everyone needs
Yeah.
a fucking podcast.
Everyone needs a motherfucking podcast. My fucking cousin did it like 5 years ago. So like, and now we're in 2025. So now I'm barely doing it. I think this is good. I think this is good though, cause like it's another way in, and it's a way that that people choose. They choose to sit here and watch them, which is why I appreciate that. Cause there's a lot of talking that I do in my videos, and sometimes I feel sad that I have to like take out some things because a lot of the work that I put in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Which sucks, but you also have to appease the people.
You do.
You do.
And attention spans are getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah. But they're banning TikTok. Did you hear about that? January 16th.
I kind of heard about it. I mean, they've been talking about that for a minute, but
They
they're
have,
actually doing
but TikTok put out an official statement and did say they are going to shut it down officially January 16th, unless the Supreme Court decides to redact their whatever ruling they did. But it seems like it's gonna get fucking taken over. But
I honestly feel indifferent to that because I fucking gave up on TikTok.
yeah. Also, there's gonna be another TikTok too.
Yeah. Oh no, there's already like replacements.
One falls, another one rises. So
You guys remember Musically?
Musically, yeah, we thought it was gonna be dead, and it literally got revived the next week, and TikTok has been there ever since. So it's just gonna be a new thing. No, I was gonna say originally with what I was going with is you tend to have these fears and these notions in your head, but like there's also a lot that can be gained from it, because I can attest to that, because literally like I met you because you decided to record with your boys at Big Iron. I was just came in, I had my camera. Did I or did I not? I'm pretty sure I wasn't recording that day because I was like, oh bro, I record too, like I just don't have my camera. I think that's what I hit you with. But like, yeah, no, I think just seeing you with that camera, and I thought I was like it wasn't regular. It was a camcorder. I knew what it was. I was like, I bet like this guy's on some shit. Like, let's go and see what's up with him. And like instantly, I knew you were quiet, but like the vibes you, Vic, and Ben gave off like were just like the greatest vibes. And I was like, dude, I need to know these guys. Like, we need to work. Like
I
you guys
was
came
I
to
was
my
like
gym.
viciously high too. We were yeah.
You were viciously high that night,
Yeah.
huh? And then I remember you guys. You told me then like probably like a couple months ago. You were like, oh yeah, and then afterwards we ended up hanging out like Vic's brother's house or something like that. So which was and then kept getting higher some shit. So
Yeah.
that sounds like a fucking fun
Really
time of
really
your
good
life, bro.
times. Yeah.
Where you're just like fucking working out with the boys. There's not much to it.
There's something really special about like of course like I was kind of fearful of judgment when I first started doing the videos.
Yeah.
But there's something really special about those beginning stages where it's just like I finally have this thing to let my creativity run free.
Yeah.
And like running into you, yeah, like you coming up to me and like saying like, oh dude, like I record too, and your personality and the vibes you give off.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like there's other people out there who are like
Yeah.
they want to create shit like this.
Exactly.
And not only did that kind of like absolve my fear immediately, but like I said, it's like the more you do it, it just becomes second nature. Like even the people who gave me those judgy eyes when I was first recording, it became normal to them, you know, because I just kept doing it, and then eventually
That's
they
the
became
thing
friends
too,
too, and people start to associate that with you. And
Yeah. It does start to become a new normal, which is like a great thing. And that's just with anything, though. I think it's just so peculiar. That's why it makes it a little bit harder in our eyes and a lot more scary because there's also a bunch of eyes on us. But ultimately, like, that shit is just like, that's that, like, you know. Let me check the settings real quick, just because I know it's getting dark.
yeah, it's dark as shit. Is it?
I forgot about that. Oh, well. It got dirty a bit. I'm just going to let it rest on the ground anyway.
I'll wipe that shit on my my hoodie.
No, you're good, bro. Don't even worry. Well, we can't record the rest of the podcast because this lamp decided to shut off on
And it's
us.
like actually off too. It's what the fuck.
Yeah, it like shut off completely
Thank
right on
you.
us. Turn it recording. All right.
Wait, I'm gonna hit this. I don't want them to know that I'm on the geek bar.
I completely agree. And to be honest, I think I'll hit it too just so that, you know, mutual destruction insurance or whatever.
Actually, you know what? I've had that geek bar for a good month and a half now. Like I said, I switched over to the Zins, and they've been doing me very well. Nicotine in general, fairly good for you in moderation for your brain and presenting. Sorry, I'm a little high now. Preventing Alzheimer's and stuff, but obviously it's addictive, so bear that in mind.
Bear that in mind.
That said, I have my coffee here. I also have my coffee Zins, so I have to combine them for a double effect.
For the double effect.
What's up, Julian?
Oh, hello. A special guest.
This is my sister.
Do you not see the
little
camera?
sister.
I'm like, she definitely didn't notice it. Oh, no, you're good. But coffee's in this coffee.
I have this combination every morning.
That's why your brain works so good, huh?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. It's like
You stick to it. I feel like I got a lot of brain fog
when you wake up or in general.
in general, but I feel like that might just be the excessive smoking too.
Yeah.
So
Like, I mean, that's why I said I don't like to smoke. If I do smoke often or consistently, it's in small amounts. At least I try for it to be, because if I like take dabs and shit, then yeah, no, you definitely feel a little like slow the day after.
I mean, obviously, you know, I got the drip on right now. I got that underground lifting. One thing that I saw in your story that people asked was, you know, when's the next drop? When's the next drop? And I think you had a response on there that I didn't really like. It wasn't like something about like it only being for the OGs for now, maybe, or something like that. It just just wanted you to elaborate on that. I mean, like, what do you mean by that?
I'm gonna be 100% here.
Hold on.
Excuse me. I'm gonna be 100% here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a lot. I could put in the effort to drop some shit, but it's just me and my little tiny label printer in the garage that sometimes doesn't work, and then like the packaging and everything. Like when I dropped the beanies, I think I sold less than 100 total. But like within like it was just like fucking, I don't know, managing all of that by myself with like, first time doing it too. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe that's a reason to go for it again because now I have that experience.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, the people clearly support the movement. I think I feel like that's something maybe we should get into a little bit more too. The UGL movement. I mean,
There is a lot of questions about
there's a
that.
lot of questions behind that. I mean, where do you even start? Where do you feel like the best place to start about talking about it is?
What inspired support underground lifting?
That's a good place to start. What inspired it?
I mean, there was a combination of things, but most of all, and like there's a part of me where it's like it was kind of just for the jokes. I thought support underground lifting had a catch to it,
Definitely does.
and like the videos I was making, you didn't see shit like it before, kind of, at least with lifting. But then there's a part where it's kind of serious. The real inspiration behind it, which was basically, growing up the way that I did, and mostly I'll just say being fat, because I'm growing up fat and kind of outcasted and not really having a spot to really call my own. That was a big inspiration behind it. Even the gym. At that time, that I was really getting into it was also when like TikTok started making more popular with like just like younger people in general.
Yeah.
So you had more people getting into the gym, and it was like this young LA frat bro sort of culture.
Oh, for
and
sure.
that's something I wasn't into. It's something I didn't relate to. So I was like, okay, this is like support underground lifting. So for one, it's about always kind of feeling like you didn't have a place to fit in. And two, just being like kind of anti that, the whole like shitty frat culture that was kind of going. And I mean, it still exists very much so.
For sure.
And it's also just the fitness industry in general is very lucrative. A lot of it is built off of basically just scamming people, being like an over the top figure. Like you have to have like a crazy fucking personality or do some crazy shit. And it's just like I wanted to kind of, not only was this part of the inspiration for using the old school videos and stuff, but I wanted to. Sorry, my cat's taking a shit. Oh wait, we have the mics.
Yeah, that doesn't hear it. You're good.
Sorry guys. I wanted to bring back the old school sort of vibes, where it was just about getting to the gym, lifting, and just doing your thing. There's more to it, but that's like the best way I can describe it right now after the cart.
One thing that I like about you is that and that I've noticed is that you don't really ever try to sell anything to anybody, and if you do, it's like something that like anybody would like that has done the research would just know, because there's not much to it, like really, like it's bare bones. It is what it is. Some people just believe it's this because it's so everything's so faked and like misconstrued.
A lot of misinformation.
Misinformation.
A lot of conflicting info. So it's
Conflicting too, because there's a lot of truth, but then there's also a lot of,
that's
lies
just talking
behind
about like one side of the fitness industry where it's like like science-based lifting and
Yeah.
like do this workout or eat this way. That's just one part of it. I'm
Didn't have a heart attack. Hi, sweetie. Are you alone?
No.
Oh,
I got all the bitches over.
oh. I love you.
I love you too.
Yeah, I mean, one thing though is that I would say is that like I said, you don't really try to sell anything. You give the information. If anything, you try and stray people away from stuff like that, where it's like, honestly, you could do it on your own with just you and your body.
Yeah, and just shit. I mean, that was another like kind of inspiration behind the whole support underground lifting thing. It was that when I had my own journey, it was on my own, and like I basically had to learn everything on my own, do everything on my own. It was very like selfish, but I had to be.
I had to be. That way you can then be selfless. Is the way that I usually like to think
Oh
about
yeah.
it.
But
But-
in doing everything on my own, I had to cipher through a lot of bullshit and figure out a lot of things. And because of that, now having people who are either newer or maybe they're just a little gullible, getting into this and being misled, like it fucking it pisses me off, Like like there's so many people who like they want to do better, but it gets overcomplicated or they get misled. And,
Yeah.
sorry, Dad.
Hello. I guess that's really like the one thing that I said I just picked up is that I did like that. People will come in and ask those questions that I see all the time and time again. Like it's a funny thing because it's like those questions don't stop. Like they keep coming. You think once you answered it, like, but like people keep having those questions, and it's like some of these questions. It's very like, damn, bro. Like you don't need to do all that. Just like
Yeah,
stick to this,
yeah.
and. So, and I think also a lot of people try to find like a cheat code.
Yeah, and I mean I did too when I was first starting.
For sure.
But you try and go through so many cheat codes, you realize none of them really do
Yeah,
shit.
that none of them work.
Yeah. Or it gives you like a debuff, like use a cheat code and the game punishes you.
That too.
know.
How about let's do like a quick question and answer.
Yes. Quick rapid fire questions, because honestly, we could talk for fucking ever. So
Yeah, we could spend like a whole episode in like 1 hour.
Let's get you guys taken care of. All right, first question: Vegito or Gogeta?
Is that a Dragon Ball reference?
It is.
I mean, I'm not much of a Dragon Ball person. I did just get Sparking Zero though, so I feel like hopefully I learned some lore.
Vegito. Vegito, for sure. Just
Is it from like the alternate futures or something?
I know that my name is Majinbrah, but I have not watched Dragon Ball since I was like 8, so I'm a little behind, a little out of touch. Sorry, guys.
Just a little out of touch.
Let's both say Vegito. Vegito on that one. How did you deal with body dysmorphia, if you had it?
I'm still dealing with it.
Yeah. That's something that, well, of course there's like a spectrum, right? You can either just like, oh, I got body dysmorphia, I wish I was like leaner or like, bigger or whatever. And there's people who like genuinely like have true body dysmorphia where it's like they see someone completely different. It's like bad. I used to be on that end of the spectrum, and then I'm definitely much happier in general now with how I look, but it doesn't ever leave. Like, for one, you're always chasing the dragon. Like, you always want to progress, and say like you got really lean one time, or like you just looked really good. That's your new normal. So like you're gonna look back at that and be like, if you don't look like that, then you look like shit. That's how I feel now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
working on it. Tips for dealing with it. Number one, obviously don't compare yourself to other people, especially on social media. Because not only is that all like a highlight reel, but you don't know what you are capable of and your genetics and like through your own efforts, like what you will look like.
Right.
Compare yourself to yourself, if anything.
It's still something I really struggle with myself.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I could really say is just to be like, that stuff is really difficult. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, I kind of use it to fuel me. But in the end, you still kind of end up feeling terrible. And I don't know if I've really found a proper way around it yet. But I think there's a lot of power in just being able to like, just be like, I don't know, just putting focus on like, just being like, looking at the bigger picture and be like, oh shit, like, all right, I was there at one point, but it's like, we could always get back there and go even better. Like you said, there's so much more. You never know. You can compare yourself to someone, but there could be untapped growth. There you go.
Yeah.
Untapped growth.
Yeah,
No, it's something
yeah.
I struggle with completely still, dude, honestly.
I do too, and like I don't want to tell people that I don't, but I think if you're able to focus and find joy in the actual like pursuit of these things, like the effort and like
There you
the
go.
training, the dieting, like the day by day, rather than just focusing on the outcome,
End goal.
then yeah, that's great. But
Yeah.
easier said than done. I get it.
Way easier said than done.
We all still feel like fat kids or skinny
Yeah.
kids.
Always. I don't think that feeling ever leaves, really. Just know you're not alone. I think there's power in knowing that you're not alone in the way that you feel. So just try to be like remembering that.
A lot of these are like just focused towards me.
No, go ahead. I mean, the people want to know about you.
Okay.
Let's see.
Have or would you ever train MMA and do a fight? I used to kickbox. That's how I first got into like working out. But I honestly just don't really find like a lot of fun in it anymore. I find a lot more fun and joy in just getting jacked. So probably wouldn't ever do a fight. I'll probably pick it up again at some point just because I don't want to be big for nothing. But yeah, no, I think MMA and fighting and all that is great, and everyone should do it at least for some point in their life. You know, would you do kickboxing MMA? Because you got the reach, dude. You could, yeah.
I've always thought about it. More so boxing than any sort of kickboxing or MMA, just because I do like grappling though a little bit. So it's something for me that is like there's not enough of a fire in me to want to chase something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like I enjoy it in the sense of like what it does for me mentally and how it releases a lot of like stress or whatever it is
a
that
great
I
outlet.
feel.
It's an
right?
amazing fucking outlet. Yeah,
Amazing.
if you're like fucked up and an angry person, you should most definitely try and get into boxing, kickboxing, anything like that.
Yeah. You can learn a lot from things like that. You'll learn stuff. Maybe you'll even fix your anger issues by that. So,
Or it just makes you a good ass fighter. You just release them on other people.
yeah.
Is meal frequency more important or amount of calories, fiber, etc. in bigger portions? Kind of depends on your goal. If okay, in general, having frequent meals like 4 to 6 meals per day is ideal in both scenario of bulking or cutting. But it matters more whatever you can sustain. If you're someone who just prefers to have like 1 or 2 meals a day and you work best that way, then do it. If you're trying to gain weight and gain muscle, probably want to eat multiple times a day. It's one of the easiest ways to like fast track your progress. If you're like at a loss, you're like, oh dude, I eat so much, but I can't gain weight. Probably because you're only eating 1 or 2 big ass meals. In most cases, people eat like skinny dudes. They'll say they eat so much, but it's like they eat just like a big ass like fast food meal, and that like fucks with your digestion and kind of makes it harder to eat the next meal. So
Makes sense.
yeah, but yeah, I would say in general, find that balance, whatever's most sustainable for you.
There's one thing about this stuff is there's not one size fits all. It's
It really isn't. There really isn't.
yeah, ever.
Which events are you doing at RBT? I'll be happy to see you there. I'm happy to see you there too. They're talking about the show thing I signed up for. It's basically a bodybuilding show, but specifically for people who made like big ass transformations.
Oh,
I kind of signed up on a whim and forgot about it completely up until like past week. I think I signed up for the fit division, which is like I'll get lean, like kind of like an
Yeah.
actual bodybuilding show.
yeah.
It's in Toronto in June. I have to go to
Sick.
Canada.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Toronto, I've been wanting to go out there for a minute. Been wanting
Fucking
to.
Canadians. Yeah,
That'd be sick.
If you're out in Toronto, let me know. Let's make something happen.
When he drops in the six, hit your mans, as they say. Definitely not what they say, but on to the next.
What do y'all want to see more from underground lifting?
As like the community a whole.
Probably, I want to see the people who are there from the beginning to really shine and get their shit going again, including me. I've kind of fell off from it, and then the people who I remember who were like OGs with the videos and everything, like life has gotten in the way and shit like that. But there's a lot of cool things I've seen come out of it, which is weird to think about because it's just like I never expected that. It's
Yeah.
like, I didn't expect it to become its own thing and grow. I want to see more people just like doing their thing. Like that's the whole point of it. Like make shit that is cool to you. Get jacked. Like that's the whole premise of it, you know. It doesn't have to be anything else or anything more.
Yeah. I'd say honestly, I want to see more people working together, because I've seen some people like link up together, and I thought it was like Shimpe. He linked up with fucking
Jose.
SN. Was he there too when they did that lift?
Jose and Eli.
Yeah.
Yeah, and collaboration. Yeah, I really want to be able to meet up with the people who
Yeah.
I've known for a minute.
Collaboration is gonna be a big thing. I think we like my like thing has always been like, I've always wanted to see like a UGL like meetup type of thing where it's like everyone
yeah,
just
a lot of people were asking about that.
gotta do
UGL
UGL
meetup when?
right there. UGL meetup when?
I don't know. Let's 2028.
2028 minimum.
2028. Where?
Dubai.
Somewhere. Fuck it. Yeah, Dubai.
Dubai.
By then, I'm gonna be.
They might have some crazy gyms out there. So
Oh, they do. They do.
yeah, they're big.
By
about
then,
that.
I'm going to be in Dubai, and like not crazy rich, but like rich enough to be in Dubai, and like I'm gonna make sure it's like set up. You know, I'll be on the grill.
Yeah, he'll send out the invite lists. Everyone just pack a bag.
Do you plan on competing soon? Yeah, so I'm gonna do that show in June, and then maybe near the end of 2025, so like October, November, probably go for a bodybuilding show. Really not sure. I'm kind of just taking it a step at a time. I also love switching up my training every few months, so that kind of like I'd have to, you know, stick to it and commit. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna compete eventually when I'm a lot bigger and leaner and sexier and yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever compete just because I don't really have a passion for it like that. It's more so just mentally it feels good.
And
And
it's
then,
just your thing. Like
yeah.
yeah, and yeah, you don't have to. To the people listening, you don't have to compete to, well, to call yourself a bodybuilder. I mean, yeah, but like, if you just go to the gym and enjoy it, just fucking do that and embrace it. You don't have to do anything. How's the 300Z? It's out of commission. It's been out of commission. I really miss it. Hopefully, gonna get it fixed up soon. It's just kind of a bitch and a half because if you know, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's the cost of having a cool car.
yeah, a really cool car. So I understand why people are wondering.
Also, that was from a friend of mine, Porter. Porter, I hope you're doing well.
Shout out Porter.
This was a good one. What mistake should more people make?
I think.
I'm assuming they mean like what's a mistake people should make, obviously to learn from it. Or like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's yeah.
for
I mean,
experience.
that's where it goes to. I think maybe like learning that like you're not always right, because like even then, like no matter where you are, sometimes like I'll catch myself and I'll be like, damn, why am I kind of like low key thinking that? I don't know. It's like I have to ground myself again. So it's sometimes some people get really into it too, where they think they're always right, and it's like it can be a very big issue, and sometimes you really need to fall hard
You
to
get
realize.
back to reality.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, any mistake that snaps someone back to reality is good for them.
it's
but,
always yeah.
But yeah, on those lines, like, I think being coachable, being able to listen and be receptive and observant and like take in the world around you, what people are saying, like I think that's very important. So, yeah, a good mistake to make is shit, dude, being wrong, and
Yeah.
being okay with being wrong. Because guess
Yeah.
what, you're gonna be wrong a lot of the time. That's how you learn.
And that way you also allow yourself to not push away like lessons that you could learn. Because it's like some people are really reluctant to learn things because
The people who don't progress are the ones who like. It's like, oh, this is the way I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then, well,
a lot of pride in it
Yeah.
too, which is like a big thing you have to put aside when you need to better yourself. Is that pride you have to kind of accept that you're not perfect. Try to give an example of
just get
yourself.
checked. You gotta get checked. At
You
some
gotta
point.
get checked, yeah.
Get fucking checked.
Somebody's gotta humble the shit out of you. 5 round Q&A.
Yeah, no, we got him. We
That
got
was
him.
that was a
Got you
good
guys.
little Q&A for the Instagram users that which is pretty much all the fans actually. Yeah, which is another thing. The YouTube, when is that making a comeback, bro? Because the structures of your videos have always been like, I've always been envious of it because it's like I feel like you know how to like properly structure videos to keep that attention.
Well,
So-
you're much better at actually. I think you're better at making videos, like as a skill. It's just, like I was saying earlier too. What I usually do is like have my footage, my random shit, and like I'll just do it a piece at a time. Let's make a little video, and I'll be like, I'm gonna extend that into this, and it's like arcs. I want to get back on YouTube, and it's something I should pursue. I just haven't been able to really film with anyone, so.
Well, when you're in Big Iron, you need to hit me up and let me know. Cause I'm down the street, bro. If you hit me with hey, let's work out, I could probably drop everything, and just go and like hit a workout too. Cause it's a new vibe in there. Have you seen it with the red?
No, I haven't. I've heard about it though.
Yeah, it's weird. I like how it looks on camera though. I think it gives a good look on the camera. But I like the black and white originally.
Jalen, you remember Jalen?
Yeah.
He works at Fitness Compound, which is the gym I'm going to now.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
mentioned that to me, but Fitness Compound,
I need to go to Fitness Compound.
it's amazing. To me, it's definitely worth it. But a day pass, bro, is 50.
50 bucks.
50.
50 bucks.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
So I'll totally get you a day pass if you want to hit there. But I'm gonna head up to Big Iron soon.
Yeah.
Also, another reason why I haven't really pursued the YouTube, I edit everything on my phone, and it's kind of a pain in the ass because I run out of space and then have to delete yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That is a big thing. My recommendation, get yourself a $100 SSD drive like that one, and you're good.
Okay.
That's my recommendation. Or you could even just get like an SD card and just do the SD card reader and just use that as like extra space. Because the way that I edit is like, shoot, I'll just grab that and just plug it in my computer and I edit it. I don't even transfer it over. I just edit it all on that drive. That way, like, I never have to move anything. It's all recorded on it. And then when I export it, then it's just obviously going to land on like my other drives. But
I gotta stop being stubborn with the way that I'm so used to doing things. It's like since the beginning, like I would just every single thing I just put it into like InShot or CapCut and edit it from there.
yeah,
And that's just what I'm used to, and I'm
Yeah.
so familiar with it. So like,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it type shit.
yeah,
But like, it is good to like explore because like the range that I have like on Adobe is like so much. Like I can control what I want. Like
you can
little
make
things
anything.
that like feel like easy to do. What gets harder on the app because it's like, damn, like I can't even change the opacity during this time frame. Like I can't make it like gradually like fade out. Maybe I have to kind of look through all these different presets and stuff, and it's kind of hard. But then on Adobe, it's easy because I'm just so used to it. And then once you learn things, you can like apply that stuff over and over again, and it's all very free range. But I will say, editing on the phones apps are very
super
quick.
convenient and quick. Yeah, a lot of people would ask me like, how do I edit my videos, or like what filters, whatever. And it's like, dude, from the very start, like if I wanted to get a certain look, I'll literally just go through the filters or like adjust the individual settings or like layer shit over, like in a very makeshift way for everything. Like I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
I just put things together until it looks cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a little process.
I know people can be quick to like ask like, oh, how do you do that? How do you do that? But like you said, like you just went in to mess around. Like, how about you take your time and go through whatever software you're using and just get to know it, and from there, everything else is just due to creative process. Like some things you wouldn't expect to use it in a way. You'll be like, okay, wait, maybe I could use it like this. Because with me, it's like there's so different ways of like working in Adobe with just very specific stuff. So like if you guys know like nested sequences and stuff like that, like getting into it and making it like just adjusting things, because like there's also stuff where it's like things can like overlap each other, but I love that there's so much free range to like move everything specifically, and that's what I like. So, but like I watched some YouTube videos, and then other than that, like I just spent time just creating stuff. Didn't have to be perfect. I just learned, and then through time, like I got better at things. So, just trial and error. Figure yourself out, trial and error. Try different apps. If you find out an app is kind of shitty, then you find out the app's shitty, and you move on to the next one. I think that's the best way, because then you get more comfortable with it, and then you kind of know what you're getting yourself into by then. When you kind of really master everything, you're kind of there at that point. Because the way that I see it is like I kind of already now know the structures that I want my videos to look like. Now I just gotta put it into place, and that's it. There's not really much to it, and things go by a lot quicker too. Because I used to spend a lot of times editing for something simple, and then now I just fly by through stuff. I'm like just going through it. So yeah, just get comfortable with it. I mean, it's easy to want to ask people to tell you how to do things, but just learn it for yourself. That way you don't have to always ask. You could just be like, oh, well, I know how to. We're about wrapping it up. I feel like we got like 20 minutes. We already did about 20 minutes there. We could wrap it up. Okay.
Or, so what are you saying though? Or you could just hire an Indian off of Fiverr to edit your videos, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, that is also a method. Also AI. Look into AI. There's a lot of ways that they're like, I've seen like for example, like the app was InShot. That one, they started having AI cutting, so it just cuts all the empty space, puts all the captions. It's quick and easy. So it's a lot of things like that. CapCut got a lot of like presets for like crazy effects. So, and then they're all relatively cheap too, in like editing sense, because there's like programs like Adobe's like expensive, like it's a subscription.
Yeah, it is.
So
Pirate it.
Yeah.
I want you to know that was another like a really key part of like Big Nasty. It's like me being younger. I pirated, like I just did so much shit, and I remember getting like in the mail shit from like Comcast where it was like, where they were like, okay, you gotta like chill out. We know that you're doing this, and I was like, oh no.
Nah. That's funny. I've never heard of like them doing that. You should get on a VPN, bro.
Use a VPN.
NordVPN. This video.
I feel like with podcasts, like you do need kind of like a little bit of an outline to go off of.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like earlier, dude, there's so much you could say about anything. Anything.
So much.
We got a lot of fucking shit to say.
Gotta know how to like just get things said more efficiently sometimes. But I think that's good. I mean, if anybody has any like recommendations, like you guys always know we're open to you guys' opinions. Let us know what y'all think, what we can improve on.
Be real with us.
So real. You can tell us it's terrible. Don't make a second episode.
Never.
Yeah,
make a podcast
honestly.
again.
Tell us we're terrible, but I mean, we just need to know. So we hope you enjoy this. I mean, other than that, if you guys did enjoy it, maybe make some more questions in the comments. That way, at least we have something to go off of next time. Yeah, I think what we'll do is like, we'll have it out, and then like, we'll just see what sections of the reels we can like turn into reels and something. Cause we gotta do like the Andrew Tate stuff where they just get people to like mass create
I'll hire
accounts.
an Indian off of Fiverr to chop up the best.
Yeah.
Add some captions.
Yo, that actually would be so fire, bro. It'd get done quick and easy, and then out. Okay. Well, other than that, I mean, like I said, feedback, guys. Give it to us. We hope we answered some of the questions that y'all had and gave you guys a little bit more insight to the mind of Majin, Seth, and me, Honey K, Jose. This has been the first episode of There's No Title
Dude,
to
we
this.
didn't think of a name.
We didn't think of a name of the podcast because it might just be a one episode type of thing, but you never know.
Andrew asked me if I wanted to hit a big doink, and he sent me this picture downstairs.
Oh wow, that looks insane. Yeah, that was fire.
We're gonna go hit a big old doink. Love you guys.
Enjoy your doinks. Peace. All right. Have you seen that, by the way?